if Uganda says we don't want homosexuals in Uganda, if you are caught helping to spread homosexuality, 15 years in prison in Uganda, not in USA, in Uganda. And you, the president of USA, the governor of Canada, you stand and tell Uganda, you should not have that law. I'm totally against these Western powers that are trying to impose their culture onto our culture. I will ask all Africans, wherever they are across the world, to stand behind our leaders who are trying to stand firm to protect our culture.
Welcome, guys, to yet another episode of the FCTO Podcast. We got Frank here thinking about what we are talking about today. It's about gay rights in Africa. And what we have noticed lately that it's been imposed on the African laws. So tell us more about you, Frank, and then we'll go ahead from there.
I'm glad to be here. My name is Frank Chiwewa from Uganda, Kampala.
What do you think about what these people are trying to impose to the African policies or the African perspective of how they see society?
Basically, me as a person, I'm totally against these Western powers that are trying to impose their culture onto our culture. You can't tell me to behave like you when I'm not like you.
That's for sure, of course.
Africa was built on a certain culture. So we should respect each other's culture.
Right.
Culture, I understand culture as life.
Like how life is going,
Yeah.
That's how you see. All right.
Yeah.
I can agree on that.
So if you tell me to change from my life to your life, that means there's something wrong.
Yeah, it's like you're enforcing something on me, right?
Yeah.
I can see like not only in Uganda, but many other countries whom they're against actually such, because it's not what the culture was built on, as you've mentioned, because you cannot just impose something which you are saying it's a global issue. I don't consider it as a global issue.
It shouldn't be even an issue
Exactly.
to discuss about.
Yeah.
But because of the few people who are trying to pretend that they want their freedom, have made it an issue.
I've said something earlier in the video. I said people, they feel something and they try to implement it to whoever is encountering them. They say like, okay, I feel this way, so you should respect this. And the problem is now it's being imposed from the government level. So they try to impose it on other people. Oh, you should respect these people. Not only you should, but actually sometimes some other countries, they implement policies in real life. They said, even this is more in the UK, I would consider. UK went extreme actually in these kind of things. So what do you think if I want something, and how would you encounter if I want something that I feel like it's right for me, and you should or you must respect it? What do you have to say about this?
If you want something, I have to respect you, but you cannot force me to respect you.
That's true. Sure.
Then, this issue is psychological.
Okay.
Some people say it is natural born, but I think it is psychological. You are born like a normal human being. Someone tries to put it into your mind that you are a gay. You were born a gay. So I don't want to nail these people so much, because some of them, maybe they were caught with, and then they were made to think like that. You see, it has gone far into schools. So they are coming into schools in this guise of scholarships. So they tell you, we are going to pay for you, like, blah, blah, blah. So they end up forcing you to do this. Now, I think one of the factors that has helped them to go that extreme is poverty. That's why they are targeting Africa.
I see.
Most of our African countries, we are a little bit poor. So parents always look for chances that are going to enable them educate their children. So when they see these opportunities coming, they rush. And knowing what, you see, even what they are doing, the government themselves, they are saying, if you are against this, we are going to cut short the funds we have been sending. Okay?
Sure.
So it means, if they have been helping Africa, it was not helping.
So this is like through financial power.
Yeah.
They try to
Yes.
like force you in a way which is not direct but indirectly, right?
America said, and Canada said, they are not going to send the money they have been sending to Uganda to help people with HIV/AIDS, because Uganda has opposed homosexuality. But if you were helping people who had HIV/AIDS, why would you stop helping them because they have refused to accept your ideology? It means you were not helping them. It's like you had bored them. So now we want the results.
It's like you are helping them with the problem.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, yeah, I could have a say on that. The problem is they try to pick that, since it is working, not working, I would say, but it is in their benefit.
Yeah.
To implement such policies. So they try to make it a global thing and influence other countries through any means possible. That's what I have to say. But those are the facts. I can see clearly that those are the facts. Coming to your point when you said this is how they were born. Even recent studies on biology, there's no indication that says there's some biology to it. Even for those who have more hormones than female hormones than the male hormones, you'll find them maybe have some feminine traits or feminine features, but it doesn't say that they are gay.
Female.
Yeah, exactly, that they are female, and vice versa. Actually, for ladies as well, as you said, it's psychological. So your influence throughout your experience in life gives you that psychological state, and it boosts that kind of those kind of values, and they will become integrated in you.
Yes.
So that comes with the role of the parents. If the parents were not even influenced already, so this brings us also to the parents, how they will raise their children and how they influence. But the issue is when we've mentioned schools. So parents are trying to put their kids in schools, right?
Yeah.
And the schools, you know what schools are we having now? So they're trying to enforce things on your kids. They bring some category of people to the children, and they have like a separate class, some sort of and they try to implement those values to the children. And let's say you have a kid, and tomorrow they will try, pops or dad, I've learned this in school. This is how we should treat this person. What would be your reaction on that?
That's a very, very sad notice to parents, because parents always want the best for their kids. If you take a child to school and comes back, tells you, Mom, Dad, me, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl.
Oh my.
Me, I'm not a girl, I'm a boy. Even if even if you see that she's a girl, say, I feel like I'm a boy, I'm not a girl. So maybe the world is coming to an end.
Actually, it's more difficult to fight such values or to go against in Western cultures or countries, because they have policies actually enforcing such. So if your child or your girl or your boy are trying to, like they would say such things, they will have some policies that protects that.
Yeah.
And it's even more complicated.
Yes. That's the bad thing within most of the European countries. If a child says, I'm a boy, when she's a girl, and you say, no, you are not a boy, you are a girl, you can be imprisoned.
Yeah, that's true.
So now that's how far they have gone. But we shall not let the European countries or culture come and pull down our culture as Africans. We have to stand, not even Africans. There are also other people in USA. Some of the states in USA, they are also against this law.
True.
So we shall call all people to stand firm. First of all, this one is against forces of biology or nature, because by nature you are a man. So there is no way you are going to change that nature. Biologically, a man has to get a woman. There's no way a man is going to get a man. It's also against the laws of the Bible or religious laws. I normally read the Bible. I think it is in Genesis. When God created Adam, he saw that he was lonely. So he decided to give him a helper. And he created Eve, a lady. So why didn't he create a fair man? So telling us that homosexuality should stand in this world, we are opposing God.
True. Even you could see it in most mainstream religions, even like you've mentioned in the Bible and the Quran, or even in the Torah. So all in agreement, all mainstream religions, they agree on the same thing. They say or even if you take it from the natural perspective as well, or if people are considered from the scientific view, facts says, or biological facts says, there's only a male and a female. There's nothing in between or something like you can play with it. And this is how even God brought human beings to. Yeah. So if you are going against your nature, against God, to what extent you want to get, or what deviation is more you'd like to do? Actually, this affects the society, not just the individual. It gives a lot of mistakes to the structure of society and how it is. It gives you a lot of issues with regards to that, and also the freedom of expression, to bring this into discussion.
Yes,
if that's the way, or they feel free to express themselves, or what they are assuming actually to express themselves that way they want, or the way they see themselves or feel. How about those who opposes them? They also have their freedom,
yes.
Right? So how does that weigh?
This matter, when it came to rise, I saw that most of African countries are democratic than most those European countries, because when you look at the scenarios that have been happening in Africa, whereby European countries come and put up power leadership in Africa. For example, Libya, they disguise democracy. When you look at our country, Uganda, they used to say there is no democracy. Then what is democracy? That question has to go to them. What is democracy? They want to tell us there should be no democracy, because if Uganda says we don't want homosexuals in Uganda, if you are caught helping to spread homosexuality 15 years in prison. In Uganda, not in USA, in Uganda. And you, the president of USA, the governor of Canada, you stand and tell Uganda, you should not have that law.
That's the issue there. That's the issue.
Ugandan parliament, I think 90% of the parliamentaries voted for this law. They passed it. So we believe it was passed democratically. So you claim Uganda has no democracy. Now we are having people stand up to support what they want, and you are saying you should not.
I got it.
For sure.
Actually, yeah, man. It's too much, actually.
And I think Uganda has to be like an example to others. What is happening in Uganda is coming to other countries as well.
Yeah. I can mention other countries, like nearby countries.
Kenya
as well.
I like the president of Kenya, how he was addressing about this issue. The president of Zimbabwe, Zambia, all are against this, unless there is an opposition leader in South Africa, that guy. He's supporting the homosexuals.
Yeah.
But okay, when you look at his point of view, you can give him some credit because he's a politician. They will always bring it politically,
of course.
So he was saying that at a certain moment, these African leaders will use this very law against their opponents, maybe to put them down. Okay, it can be possible. In Africa, everything is possible.
Of course. Yeah. Actually, those policies that are built in Africa, actually, it's built on the society, how the society and the culture is. It's not built on what the Westerners think or in general, like how those people who think they are doing the right thing or think they are giving democracy to the world. But actually, it's not the case. It's totally a different perspective how it was built on. I've just recently watched one of the videos. The Kenyan president, he was speaking to one of the BBC, in the BBC. And she was saying, how come such people, they feel that way, and they are allowed to have their rights. They are allowed to be protected. Why are you like oppressing them or so? It's just that another way to say, okay, as if those specific people, category of people,
yes,
it's not actually inclusive in how she framed it and how she put it. She doesn't say it's a human right, like to protect them and so, but it's how they see it and how they put it. Actually, it's like they are the elites or something. But no, it should be for all human beings, whoever, regardless if you feel or do whatever. That's to you as an individual, not to others, not to enforce everything and impose it to everybody. Well, if you are imposing things to everybody can impose whatever they want.
Yeah. It can get a day and I say, I don't want to be a human being. I want to be a cow.
Yeah, something like that.
I feel like I want to be a cow.
Oh, well, let me tell you something. Some people, they are now saying that I feel like a dog.
Yes.
I swear.
That is what is going to happen now.
It is happening. It's not just going to happen. It is happening.
They also want laws that are going to protect them.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You should not address that person a he or a she. You have to address him like it.
Seriously, it's crazy. This I've also talked about one. I just made a reaction earlier. You guys, if you did not watch it, go ahead and watch it. So it was a boy, a 12 years old boy, and he has a T-shirt that says there are only two genders.
Yes.
And the school, which we were speaking about, like, they said that you're not supposed to do that. You need to remove that shirt so that you can get back to class. What kind of freedom of expression and what kind of democracy is this and what kind of school is this?
This is where we are going. The world has lost its dignity for sure.
Yeah, man. it's getting crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why they are making it a big deal, why they have other problems. Try to
We
solve other
have
problems.
bigger problems than this one.
That's true.
There was a president who said homosexuality could not have been a problem. It is not even a problem.
Indeed.
If you are a homosexual, it's not bad. B.
Yeah,
But
that's
don't
true.
come
That's true.
into
Yeah,
the community and tell them you have to be like me. No.
of course.
I want to relate this thing like smoking. If you do smoke and I don't smoke, and because smoking sometimes it is also psychological. When you are in that fear,
it's most likely psychological. It
if
has
you are
some
in that
effects
fear-
to the body, but it's
Yeah.
psychologically most of the time. It's just an idea.
you may be attracted to smoke. Or is telling, cigarette is good, cigarette is good. A person who does not smoke, if stays so much with the person who smokes,
Sorry.
he may eventually start smoking.
Yeah, because of the influence. If so, yeah.
But if I don't want to smoke, I should not associate so much with a person who is going to smoke. Not so with the person who smokes, but the person who is going to smoke.
Of course, because also what you will get as ideas,
Yes.
you get an influence, sort of an influence. So if, let's say, you give an example of a smoker, that same applies to most of situations. There are exceptions, but most of the situations. That same applies to the, if there's someone who is saying that I feel this way or gay, okay, then you will have to, and you don't actually like the idea or you don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Or
You should
you
not
oppose
try
it
to
even.
associate with that person.
Yeah. Let's say, for example, you have a person, but you don't know that they are gay or they think that way or they have some feeling like that. And you later discover that, oh, this person is like that. Oh, I came to know. Someone told you maybe that they know. They told you about that. You'll have second thoughts whether to be with that person or not.
It depends. There are people like you have been so close friends, but you don't know that this person, maybe after 2 years without seeing each other, this person has become a gay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
happened to me
trying to say.
at one time. Oh, my friend, long time friend, how are you? So I think if I notice that after the 2 years, you have really changed to this, I also have to change, not to hate you, but to distance myself from you. I can call you, but I may not give you as much time as I could give you.
Yeah, definitely. Because you consider also the possibilities. And I cannot... That brings a lot of things, actually. Your image
Yes.
and how people see you. The community, at least, that you are, your friends or your... because you have relationships with other people, of course. But that will affect a lot of things to you as a person, your psychology and how you are brought up and how you think about yourself.
Yeah. So, and this should go to the governments in Africa and everywhere. More so in Africa. To lay strategies to help their people without depending on the foreign aid.
Right.
Because everything has been attached to foreign aid. If you don't do this, no more foreign aid. If you don't do this, no more foreign. So, how will you survive without the aid? That should be the question to the leaders. What are we going to do about this in order to avoid exploitation due to aid?
But also this idea of aid, I see that it is overused. Actually, it's not. What kind of aids are we are getting like in Africa most of the time?
By the way, in most of the developing countries in Africa, you find that their budget, more of their budget is sustained by the aid from abroad. So, in actual sense, they can't exist without this aid. But it is the problem of the leaders who have failed to make strategies or to put up policies to help. Now they have to rise. They have to get in what we call integrational markets.
Yeah, they have to self-sufficiency in the country.
If you can't at the moment handle your things as a country, you should have a fellow neighbor, or as Africa. Before we export our things to Europe, let's first sell in Africa.
Yeah.
I support the regional markets. We have the East African community. Kenya can sell to Tanzania. Tanzania can sell to Uganda. You can go, Uganda sell to Libya. Libya sell to Nigeria. Then we shall be able to get the income that can sustain some of the most important things in life.
Yeah. Priorities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you have education sector is good, the health sector is good. I think if health sector is good, it is one of the best things you should provide to the people.
Of course, yeah. Those are the most highly sectors that should be
agriculture to sustain the population.
And also it's good for internal sufficiency of the nutrition as well.
If people have enough food in your country, they have health. So I think the other things you can deal with shortly with time.
Yeah, the priorities comes first, then the secondary things, the third, and then so on.
You can prioritize some things first, then try to continue with the programs as you go. Because now we are not going to be always seeking the aid that is going to cause us trouble in future.
Of course, yeah. Of course. You cannot just solve a problem with another problem, obviously. You'll have to have a plausible solution. If you are implementing something, then you should think about it holistically. What are the effects? What's going to happen in the future? Possibilities. You should not be having only one plan. You should be having other plans as well.
So, the Western countries have shown the other countries that we only help you because we need also to we help you as a way of payment. You have to do what we want.
Yeah, it's like we're buying that. It looks to me actually as if you're buying the freedom of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
we are exchanging freedom of people with money.
Because if you see what behind the scenes of those things happening, it's basically the same principle.
And these are the minorities, not even 2 million people.
Yeah.
Over the 45 million people. So you want the 2 million people to be more privileged than the 45 people.
That's the issue. It's like you're trying to bring something to another place, so that it's like you're buying something from them. Saying, these people, they need this. Okay, let me implement something that I want from.
In this, guys, you just cover yourself with a blanket. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Actually, I love the Indian culture. It is very, very hard to disorganize their culture. They have been on their culture, they are on their culture, and they will be on their culture.
Yeah, that's true actually, because they have also the population privilege, one thing, and also the market that they have. Like varieties of markets they have. They're going well because this is all internal. They don't import except for the gadgets, I would say, for the technology.
I feel it is Asia. It is Asia that has tried to keep. Even when you look at Japan, Japan, they are still on their culture. China, here, the Middle Eastern
countries, cultures.
If this culture could be applied in Africa, then worship could be very far.
Yeah, true. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but we can learn from cultures. We can learn from other cultures. True.
If you have your culture, because when you look at these cultures, they groom a person in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Now everything has been westernized, whereby parents don't care about the behavior of their kids.
That's a major problem, actually. Yeah.
We have enjoyed so much freedom nowadays.
No, it's not about freedom. What we get wrong, actually. If you consider freedom is to do whatever you want, then that's not freedom. It's actually you're limiting yourself. I'll tell you why. Let's say now you're a child and you're doing whatever you want. You don't like to study, let's say. You want to play, right? And you don't want to sleep early. You don't want to eat what your parents are saying to you, which most likely in the culture is, which is healthier. Most likely, if your family is trying to cook something for you, it's more likely healthier than what you will alternatively eat.
Yes.
But then you tell me what kind of person that is going to be in the future. How is your finance going? What kind of education you'll be having? What kind of physiological structure you have? Because nutrition, you're taking whatever. And also, what kind of relationship values that you have if you're just excluding your parents or your I'd say close community. So this means that you cannot do whatever you want. This will limit you in the future.
I just wonder how parents feel about this. Their children who have decided to join the LGBTQ. I don't know how they feel.
Who?
The parents.
The parents, that depends, because of course the parents have different values from their initial also values of their own parents. So if those kind of values have been passed on and on, then there will be some differences, of course, because the exposure is not just families or their parents; they have society also. So they will have differences on that, of course.
Yeah.
But most likely, I would say most of the influences, not just parents, but the community. Because you'll go to school, most of the time you'll not be with your parents, right?
Yeah.
So you'll go with your friends, like neighborhood, or I don't know, in school, or you're going somewhere and coming back also for those people you speak with.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll have the influence from your parents, definitely. But you have other influences as well.
So this has caused so much chaos in the world at the moment.
Truly, yes. Yeah, truly.
Now it has gone even to, it has even affected the religious sector as well.
I believe this you can consider it as a conspiracy theory, but what I believe is those who are in power, they're trying to hit the morality of the person.
Yeah.
So that they can control the person. Because if you control the person, you control a lot of things in their life. Then you can get what you want from that person as well. If you are over, then more power to you, more control to you. So you can do what they want. So this is, in my perspective, this is what I believe. I don't have the people to tell who are these people, but I believe this is what they are trying to implement. Because if you give people thought, or you give them what they think you should think about mainly, then you'll try to go against whichever that affects negatively, right? So if you're open to the thinking, you should think what is happening, and you filter what is happening around, and all those ideas you go through and filter what is right and what is wrong. But also, again, if we go to right or wrong, then it's a big discussion as well. Well, it has some basis, cultural basis, biological basis. There's biological basis, definitely. There was actually a study, I'm trying to remember. I forgot about it. They grouped some number of children. Yeah. And they said they did some certain acts in front of them. And most of them, they responded, like the indicators, they responded that they detected that this is not fair. So they are just children. they took those children not only from one place, from all over a lot of countries.
Yes.
So it's been a while since they were doing this study. So those things about right or wrong, you can still actually detect the cognition. It has the natural disposition about it.
Yeah.
Same like language.
Yes.
And the faculties of language, how you learn language.
Yes.
Yeah, but you still have the principles to learn language, right?
Yeah.
You learn different languages, of course, but you still have the principles to guide you through.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the same thing. Same like goes also to reason, the ability to reason. You're born with it.
Yeah.
So that bundle of all things that comes with you biologically. Yeah, that's what I believe in. Also, there is a fact to it. But anyways, anybody who is having perfect sense nowadays, they can truly differentiate which is right or wrong, and they can filter through ideologies. This is how you should go against. But the mainstream corporations are not willing to accept that, because this goes against their financial power, influential power. So they will not be in that position if all people are like that, are filtering and are thinking from themselves and critically criticize all the ideologies, of course.
So I have a question
Sure.
I want to ask you.
Go ahead.
As we're closing the show. If you are requested to attend a wedding of a man marrying a man, would you attend?
And I don't know them.
Maybe your friend.
A friend of mine.
Yeah.
Let's start with the friend. Do I have any friend though? Let's go to the very initial idea. Do I have a friend who's having that same marriage or same gender marriage? I don't have any, actually, because I respect people.
You don't know them.
I respect people who are thinking like that. I respect them as human beings, as individuals.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's my responsibility towards a human being.
Yeah.
And that's my more responsibility also towards that individual, a human being. Because I believe they have their own perspective. They can think what they want. Yeah. That's fine. I respect their thinking. But there's a condition to it. As long as it's only to you, you're not imposing that on anybody else.
Yeah.
Then I might question that. But initially, if they are inviting me on a wedding or something, I don't think I will be there, because I don't support as an idea, not as a person. It's not to the person, actually. I'm not directing that to the person, but as an idea. It's invalid idea. So I cannot be disingenuous and say, okay, I'll be there, and I'll just laugh, and internally I am feeling otherwise, or I actually detest it. I can respect you, but sorry, I cannot do what you do, because my point or my position is against that. So I cannot take it. Yeah. If that fulfills your question. Now let me see what's your perspective. What do you have to say and why?
If I get an invitation,
okay,
a friend of mine invites me when he's going to marry a fair friend. If I come to know about it earlier, that this is what is going to happen, I don't turn up.
Like, what do you mean?
I don't come.
Okay.
I don't even pick your calls anymore.
Sorry, like how?
You're trying to call me.
Okay.
Frank, are you coming to the wedding? I don't pick your calls anymore. Yeah. Some people go ahead and give the wedding budget. This is our budget. Could you please see what you can do? Now, if I get a budget like that and you're going to marry, let's say Joseph is marrying Peter. Oh my goodness. I just
even your reaction. Oh my God. Yeah, but yeah, true.
These people, they need to be talked to. I believe if that person was convinced to be a gay, I can also talk to that person
to be convinced of their own natural disposition.
Yeah. To realize the right thing.
I don't think there will be a good lifespan relationship with those two, even because they have the structure of how the world operates is not on same roles of a man. I'll tell you why. If there is a marriage happening, there are gender roles. Actually, there's some gender roles are supposed to be for the woman, and which are supposed to be for a man.
Yes.
To be a man, you'd have to have some certain characteristics. Andrew Tate, you have a say about that as well. But also, this is not just to them as influencers, but also social science, or not just pseudoscience, actual science that says for the strive of societies, males and females, or women and men, should stick to their gender roles or gender values so that the society can go on and strive. But if people turns out to be no, even not just gay or transgenders or whatever that categories they have, even women, those who consider themselves women, they should not pick up traits of men. I'll give you why. Because we are talking about marriage. So if you are a man and you would like to marry a woman, what kind of values are you expecting from that woman?
That is another big topic.
Yeah, it is a big topic. Maybe we can discuss it more. But anyways, I'm just saying, because this influences other things as well.
Me personally, I have no problem with a woman who is working, as long as you fulfill your responsibilities as a woman.
Exactly. I'll tell you something in Islam, actually.
Yeah.
It says, if the woman wants to work, she can work. That's fine. But as you exactly said, as long as she's fulfilling her roles. Because for sure, you will have a discrepancy. Something is not going well.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something else. Even now in Western societies, they don't have anything to do with this, but women are working like high jobs, high paying jobs.
Yeah.
But some men are not having that same job.
Yeah.
But they are looking for someone to get married to.
Yeah.
And the qualities they want, some of them, they say, I want someone who can feel me, someone who can I don't know. It's like they're describing women roles in a man.
Yeah.
The man is having something else if you are actually having one man. But also they want someone who's a leader, someone who's provider, someone who's taking care of the family and so they want that, but also they want the women traits.
Yeah.
It doesn't go, actually. It doesn't go with it. Because if you want a man, take the man as he should be.
Yes.
Not because what you think it should be.
Now, that is the problem we are having nowadays. Men want ladies who are going to take up their responsibilities. Ladies want men who are going to take up their responsibilities. That is why marriages nowadays don't last longer. Yeah, they are short marriages, 3-5 years. I hear someone celebrating a 1-year anniversary.
1 year.
1-year anniversary in a relationship. So, because they did not expect to go as far as this.
My parents were for a very long time.
Yeah.
There's nothing like anniversary.
Yes. I think my parents are now 25 years in marriage. But there's no anniversary.
No, it doesn't mean that it should not be. Because you should have some, you should respect your woman, of course, and take care of her. Definitely. Yeah, if you are considering that perspective. But it doesn't mean that, celebrating that we took it that long. It's just 1 year. You just started.
It is because he did not expect that they will get as
far. Exactly. People are getting throughout their whole life.
They don't celebrate like contract. Yeah. Contract.
Yeah, it's just a contract.
6 months contract.
Done.
Done.
So, okay, it doesn't go through.
Yeah.
Divorce.
We divorce.
It's become like a childish game. Seriously. Like,
I think marriage has also lost value and meaning.
yeah, the traditional values are gone. Like, not entirely, not all the countries, I would say. Some of the countries, they still have it. Yeah, they still preserve those kind of values.
But me, generally, I will encourage all men to let their women work as long as they can fulfill
Their roles.
right.
Yeah. But let's say your woman doesn't have to work, but she can, of course. But she doesn't have to if she wants, because normally the man should be the one who works.
Now the problem comes in when a woman starts working, and then the man looks at the woman's money as part of the house or responsibilities.
That's where the problem is.
If you have left the woman to work, that is her money. It is for her business.
True.
It is you, the man, to take the responsibilities of the family. Buy food, shelter, pay bills, everything. It is you. Try as much as possible. Try all sources to take care of your responsibilities. But then, if a woman is working, she does not take care of the kids. She doesn't take care of the husband. She has forgotten her roles. Then you have to.
There's no point.
Then.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, as you've mentioned, like the woman should be having. Yeah, she can work, of course, and the money that she is getting, it's not supposed to be for the family.
Yeah.
It's for her own.
Yes.
The man should be the one who's providing. The man should be having the responsibility or the financial provider for the family. But also I have a problem with something. If a woman works in a leadership work that requires leadership, she will not be having feminine-like traits, because leadership requires masculine-like traits. This is according to like psychologists. They say, like, main jobs who require leadership, they are all taken by males. Why? Because they have the natural disposition to be to get that. They are naturally more likely to be disagreeable. They are and more ambitious. They have leadership traits, more leadership traits. They can lead more. They are more into physical things. They can perform better in physical jobs. For example, let's say a woman, she wants to do jobs. And there are women who are working like men jobs, but let's say those who are construction workers. Tell me where are the women that they want equality? There's no women there that wants equality in that. You get my point?
Yeah, but now, according to the current economy in the world, women have been started being employed at the construction sites.
Like?
At the construction site.
They are constructing?
Yeah, at the construction. How? They are carrying sand, gravel. Yeah, but
where is that? Because you're saying that there's women that they are doing it. Where? Because I've never heard.
I personally worked with a lady.
Yeah?
At a construction.
In your place?
Yes.
Yeah, in your place. Why?
But I think it was because of responsibilities as well. I think the man had abandoned his responsibilities. She had to.
Yeah, of course she had to. Because but that is not what we are talking about, actually. What we are talking about is a healthy marriage. And the woman should be having the other role, not the feminine role. But yeah, I can have a say on that. You said that the man abandoned the family.
I think so.
Of course, how the children will be surviving. Yeah. Of course, the woman. I can give an example of even my mom.
Yeah.
Though she had some support, at some point she was also doing some things for us, just so that she can maintain.
Yeah.
Because my father passed away. So there are a lot of factors. I can understand that, but she never forgot about her responsibilities and roles. She's always taking care of the us, and she cooks the meals every single day. She does everything every single day.
That is a good woman to have at home.
Yeah.
A woman who knows that this time is for work, this time is for home.
Yeah.
Who separates working time from home time. If you give the home time, if you give home its time, I have no problem with you if you are working. But the problem is you get the home time, you add it on the job time.
Yeah, true. If you're like going for a specific work, you're working, that's fine. You can work. That's lovely. That's good to you. But as long as it is having the limitation and you're restricted within to the family or the parents or what is that? Like rules and how it should be. You don't forget about your family. You don't forget about your kids. You take care of your husband as well.
Yes.
Because if your husband is coming in and you are acting as if with the traits of a man, how can he survive with you as his woman? And what would you expect from him as your man?
That is going to be a battlefield.
Of course, there will be a battlefield. Yeah. That's what. But as long as it is not affecting, like in a for the family, how it should be raised to flourish and to go through, then that's fine. Why not?
Why not? But now there is women want to go abroad, to work abroad more so. So I don't know how a woman abroad will take her responsibilities.
Abroad? What do you mean?
Let's say you are married. You are in Morocco. You are married. So now your wife tells you, "Oh, honey, I've got a job in USA or Qatar here. I want to go."
Okay. So yeah, if she gets that opportunity, first, let's say we're here within the family, and I'm the man supposed to be working initially, and she got that opportunity. Okay, I'm a husband. I'm in Morocco working. I'm not going to Qatar, and she is going to Qatar. What's gonna happen to the kids? Yeah, what's gonna happen to me? Okay, you're going there working here. What's the point of you going there while you have a family to take care of?
So if that happens, the first question I pose to you, how are we going to be surviving?
Yeah, that's the question. But what are the consequences? You should consider the consequences, obviously.
You have to take care of me, the husband, and also the kids. Naturally, a father is not. We don't know even how to take care of these kids.
No, I disagree on that.
In most cases.
I disagree. Why? Let me tell you. Okay, let's hear from you. Why do you think so?
Because this is in nature. A woman is meant to take care of the kids.
Okay.
We give them help.
Okay.
So that's why they tell us how to pamper these kids. A woman can pamper the kid without anybody telling her.
Okay. So what I can read from what you're saying is men don't have the ability to take care of the kids entirely as a woman.
Yes.
Yeah? That's what you're trying to say. Well, I'll give you another perspective on that. There's a study which states that women are interested more in two people. I've stated this in other podcasts as well. And men are most likely to deal with things, with items. They can create things, they can do things, deal with things. It doesn't mean that there are not some women who are not doing that, but they can.
Yeah.
But the main women and the main men, the men are interested into things, and women are more likely to be interested into people.
Yeah.
So in that point, yes, I agree. So they can take care more or efficiently
Yeah.
to the kids. But you also have a role as a father. I would
Yes.
say.
Okay.
Okay. How they will? Okay. So let's say you have a kid, a daughter and a boy.
Yeah.
How you will raise a boy is different than you will be raising a girl,
Yeah.
right? But it doesn't mean also that you don't have a role for a daughter.
Yes. True.
Your daughter needs you as a father.
Yeah.
You needs the emotional support.
I believe a mother has more responsibilities over a child when they are still very young.
Okay.
Yeah. At the time of birth, maybe up to the age of 5.
Okay.
So here a mother has to play a very, very big and important role there in upbringing the child.
Okay.
More than a father does.
Well, yeah, of course. She has to give nutrition to the child. She has to have like some care also. Change the diapers. Anyways, there's more to it than just that. Also, the cries at night.
Of course,
there's a lot of noise over there. So
that's what I hate most.
I can relate because I had that experience not as a father, but my cousin. My cousin.
Okay.
So I know how it goes. Kind of know how things goes. Because, oh my God, she used to cry overnight and then she has to have her milk ready and maybe the diapers, or maybe she's not feeling well and maybe the temperature is high.
Of course.
Oh, that's a lot of headache.
I remember when I was back in Uganda, maybe at 16 years, our aunt brought a baby to our home. So I was the big boy at home. I had to take care of this kid. One night, she cries. Now I woke up. I said, "What? I made tea for this baby. She did not take the tea."
What tea? Like what was the age of the baby?
It was around 1 year.
What's that?
1 year.
1 year?
Yeah.
No, I mean to say the age of the baby.
Yeah, the baby.
1 year?
Yeah.
But why are you giving tea?
Mothers in Africa, they normally stop breastfeeding, and in stopping that, they normally take these babies to their relatives so that she's not with the mother all the time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I get it.
So she had to bring it at her home. So I had to take care. Now this baby cries at night. I was like, what can
of course, automatically.
I gave her tea. She refused the tea. I carried her midnight, 2:00. I want to sleep, but I cannot. I carried the baby in the house. She couldn't keep quiet. What I had to do, I got a bucket of water. I put her in water.
Not entirely, of course.
Yeah. Okay, maybe from here.
Yeah.
I discovered that it was temperature. The temperature's really high.
Temperature was high, yeah.
So after putting her in cold water, she slept.
Yeah, she's.
So it is very hard for fathers to understand these babies.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Unless they are psychologists, but even so, they don't have they're not wired actually for that. That I can understand.
But now most mothers have also left that role to housemaid. They don't even know how their babies have spent their day. They come late.
Yeah, well, you can see that in the Middle East, very common. They bring maids to their houses, but
so a child grows with a maid like a mother.
Yeah,
the child understands the maid more than they understand the mother.
Yeah, for sure. That's common actually in the Middle East. But coming to our main points, like the father has also some role in it.
Of course, he has.
But as you said, in early stages, maybe yes, that's understanding, and that can be understood. but also the father has the role afterwards because he needs to. But anyways, there's a lot of factors other than just that. You need to provide for them. You need to bring them food to the table. You need to protect them, of course, if in case something happens. You need to provide them with protection. Actually, means a lot of things, not just physical protection from someone else, but also emotional protection, stability, a house where they can live properly, food, like their nutrition, daily nutrition, that should be there, their education, a lot more actually, their entertainment, a lot of things. But this goes also to other things. For example, when I've mentioned earlier, a boy or the lady, there's a difference. But after that age of, babysitting, there come different roles to play. For the boy, you'll have to teach them. For the boys, for the father has to teach them leadership, how to stand for themselves, how to be responsible, how to maintain their finances, how to be tough mentally, how to be with your peers. There's a lot of things into it. There's a lot of things that picks up from the father.
But don't you think fathers, we have neglected our roles in a family like that one?
Of course, nowadays you can see this is a gap, like from what have been happening before. But it doesn't mean that there are no family that has a father who's having that figure.
They are. Yeah. But now, when you look at in a broad way, let's say on 100%, 60% of the fathers wake up very early, come back very late.
True. That's true. Like that's very, very common. One thing is work, because they have a time limit of work, depending on the work nature. Nowadays, some of the fathers, they work at home even, or they have like online businesses or something. But anyways, they require some other things to go out. They have trips and so. But it doesn't mean that they are neglecting their kids. They neglect and care about them actually. They call them, they check on them, they get them to schools. And if they are even older than that, maybe they are reaching the, above 18.
Yeah.
That's the common, anyway. They are also like looking after them from far, but they are not involving in a lot of things, of course, because they have to be independent for themselves. Yeah. But also for the ladies, there's also a role to the lady, like you have a daughter. For the father as well. See how your daughter comes to you. She cannot be with the mother all the time, like for all things. She can tell you things that she cannot tell to your mother, but also she cannot tell you a lot of things that she can tell to the mother.
Yeah.
So there are things that the father also takes from the daughter and also teach. Also, there's a point where the father has to teach the daughter about the world, because she will be functioning within the society. Of course, she will not be having her father all the time. She will be having maybe her husband. But she has to have an idea about the world, how the world function, how things function, how relationships function, because the world is not a rosy place. There's a lot of things that you should be bearing in mind all the time.
By the way, according to my observation, I have seen that fathers prefer the girl child more than the boys, and the vice versa. Mothers also prefer the boy child more than. So you find that a daughter is more open to the father than the mother.
True. That brings it biologically, actually.
And personally, me, I was so much open to my mother than my father.
I'll tell you one thing, which is universal. This rule applies everywhere. Everywhere. There are some exceptions to the rule, of course, but the majority have the same rule. The mother, because this is a biological thing. It's not something that is, because you'll be having a tough time. So you relate to your mother. You cannot just relate to your father. Father, you have to be very tough with you. Yeah. At some points, maybe he will take it easy on you, but most of the time, he has to be tough. It's not because of he doesn't. It's not his boy or it's not his son, but because he have to be tough with you so that you can be the son that should be.
Yeah.
But for the mother, however, she will take care of you, the emotional side. So the replacement, I'm not saying seeing it as a replacement, because you cannot replace your mother. But also when you get married, you'll have at least someone to lean on.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yes.
But you still can go back to your mother, definitely. I'm not saying that, because we have this common in our culture as well.
And I think mothers have owned the children psychologically. Let's take an example. You do something wrong at home. The mother reports to the father.
Sure.
So the father has to get maybe, okay, he has harsh to you. So after maybe giving like 2 sticks, you run to the mother, and she will be she's the one who reported you, and she will be the one to comfort you there.
Yeah, right.
So that's how they have won. I think they have won us psychologically. The fathers have, as you have said, they have a very, very important role to play. However, most of the fathers are thinking that working, providing something to eat, is basically the most important. So they have underlooked the other tasks, focusing on making money, providing for the family. You want school fees? Here. The child is sick? Go to the hospital. Here, I'm going to clear the bills. But they forget that we children need the parents to be there with us in all the situations. So you find that in most of the cases, the mothers are always there. Fathers are busy with the work.
But I'll tell you one thing. Fathers should be more there with daughters, because to support daughters emotionally, because they are emotional beings more likely, because they are into people, so emotions are involved in there. If you study women behavior, they are more prone to emotions. But males, they are more prone to thinking or to mental capacities. It doesn't mean that daughters does not have mental capacity. They do.
Yeah.
But it's just that the focus is more on emotions.
Yeah.
But it just goes to how the genders are wired. The two genders are wired. But anyways, that's why the father is focusing on hard things on the son. Why is that? He doesn't have to be all the time there. If he has that all the time, that's an issue. I'll tell you why. He will be dependent. The son will be dependent on the father. If he's dependent on the father, he will be tending to lean on the father more, actually.
Yeah.
So that's why he has to have a limit. He doesn't have to be all the time there.
Yeah.
The presence of the father represents the character of the son. But it doesn't mean that he should neglect the emotional side, because the father support emotional is different than the mother. Both of them has to be there, actually. It's just that the father way of doing it is different than the mother.
Yeah. Mothers are so much driven by emotions, as you have said. So even if it is decision making, let's say you are having a trip at school.
Right.
You come, you tell mom, we have a trip at school. It is this, the amount is this. So emotionally, she wants you to be happy.
That's right.
Yeah. If she has money, she'll give you.
Definitely.
If you run to the dad, tell dad you have a trip, he can take 3 days thinking about it. He has to personalize. Is it important?
Is it a priority or is it a secondary thing?
Will they have another one of the similar? If they will, now I don't have enough money, maybe you will go to the other one.
I see, yeah.
So fathers normally have decisions made clearly, not without emotions. So mothers normally have emotional attached
to the decision.
decisions.
That's right. That point is actually valid. But I'll tell you why, though, how that happens. If the father is decided on the matter, he will not just think about the situation for the short term. He's thinking for the long term. He's not just thinking financially.
Yeah.
He's thinking for the son still. That's why he's given the opportunity to give him that, maybe that money, or I don't know, that even the communication, so make things ready for him. But the issue here is the father has to think about priorities. Just for yourself, when you're dealing with your finances, you have to think about priorities first. So that goes along in that situation as well. So the father has to think that way, in that perspective, in that lens. But it doesn't mean that he will not give you the chance to take that. Of course, he needs to give you the chance for that if it is possible. If it's not possible, at least he can give you the alternative. He will do his best to do that if he's a real father. But for the mother, however, she will think about it, as you said, in the emotional lens. So when she sees that way, she will think, okay, this is my son. Maybe he'll not be happy, be sad, something like that. But still, it has some pros and cons in there. So you will say, my mother is saying yes. If you are fragile and you're mentally, you say, my mother is supporting me more. Why my father is not doing it?
That's what, when I knew that mothers make decisions based on emotions, I used to run to my mother whenever we had a trip. I tell her, Mom, everybody has paid. It is only me who has not paid. How will I look at school? How will they look at me? Mom, please get me that money. Now she feels sorry for me.
That's right. Yeah.
She has to look for, maybe that you told her 1 week before. She's thinking about, where am I going to get? You hear even talking to friends. My son is having a trip, but I don't know where I'm going to get the money. And she's thinking about it.
Of course.
Then eventually she gives you the money.
Even if she doesn't have it, she will probably lend it from someone, maybe from the neighbors or some family relative, and she'll bring it for you.
I tried it with my dad. It was not an easy.
Of course not. Yeah, that's a red line.
I remember there was something he told me to do 2 weeks ago. I failed to do that.
Yeah.
Now here was
you better face the consequences. Yeah. Right. No, that's good actually for you, for the long run.
I also, he told me, so you are running to me because you need my help. Last time I requested you to help me here, you refused. I'm also not good.
So you might think, this is my father. He's supposed to do this for me, something like that. But no, it should not be actually that.
Yeah.
It should be like, okay, but let's bear in mind also, this should be implemented from the very first time, not just at the later time, then you implement it, because there will be a dysfunctional.
It has to start from childhood.
Yeah, exactly. So it has to start from the beginning, then you base on it, and then the person or the child, he will automatically think, I have to get it myself. If I'm not doing this, then I'll not get that. So you'll have to have a balance for it. Yeah. It's not just let go of it.
As they say, charity begins at home. Whatever you want your child to become, you have to train them when they are still young.
Right.
So all the morals, it's very hard to teach a big dog new tactics. You only teach the dog when they are still young. We have a saying that goes, when a tree bends, a bending tree, you have to upright it when it is still young. When it grows and when it is still bending, when you try to bring it upright, it will just break.
Of course, it
will break. Parents should also mold their children when they are still young.
Right.
When a child has a certain behavior in the childhood stage, it is very easy for that child to quit it.
True. Yeah, true.
Than when he or she grows old.
Because if you are getting exposed to such things from the various stages, you get used to it easily. And also your character is fresh, so you'll pick up easily for that. And then later on it will become easier. And also how you see the world will be different as well. How you see the things, how you see your behaviors towards people, towards your father, towards your relationship with your mother as well, and how you see as a person. So it's like it's built in actually your character from the very beginning. So it's not it's not like the father is not doing their job or something. It's actually the opposite. This is how it should be.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Like, let's say, for example, the mother is having a work as well. So she has some time to spend for the work, obviously, and there's children as well. Do you think that the father should do the role, or no, the mother should be managing the timing?
The father should not do the roles, but has to help the mother to do their roles.
Okay.
They have to be supportive to each other.
Okay.
But mothers don't override on work and neglecting the family.
All right.
There are things some fathers don't want to do.
Okay.
I had a friend of mine, he told me, I can never change a kid's diaper.
Oh, okay. Of course. Well, I can relate to that, but it's not so bad actually to do it.
It's not bad, but for
if
him,
it is necessary.
For him, it is a taboo.
Of course, there are people who have different thinking about it, of course.
But can do the rest or their own.
For me, if I was in that scenario, if it is necessary and I know for sure that the other person is having something, or maybe she's sick, or she's having some trouble, or it is very necessary for me to do it, I'll do it. That's not an issue. Yeah. But it doesn't mean that I don't like to do it or I don't want to do it. It's not like that. But it's their role to do.
Yeah, it's there. But I personally, changing a diaper is a quick task for me.
Yeah. It's like, oh no. Oh no. Yeah, that's fine. But also for other things, like not just diapers, like preparing the milk, everything, the meals, that's fine.
So a mother has to balance the working hours with the family. So, and sometimes you should not spend more time with the family than the hour. You have to just balance them.
There should be some balance. Yeah,
you have to balance them.
Let's say in this scenario also you brought that into concern. The father, if he's working, and there will be the mother, for example. Let's say in the scenario that the mother, she's a housewife. The father should not be there all the time. You said that the presence of the father is important. Yes, but the father should not be there all the time, because the father should be going out for the work to make things happen, so that he will make some capital for the family, and to do more for the world and the family, not just for the family.
I'm not saying the father should sit down there 24/7. No. Go work. But if you come back, call your children, call the family, talk to them. How has been your day? How are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay. So that they can feel the presence of our father in the house.
Exactly. Yeah. Sure.
So, but I have seen fathers going for work, wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, comes back 11 o'clock in the night. By the time he's leaving, kids are sleeping. By the time he comes back, they're already asleep. So he finds no time to talk to the family. Maybe he will wait for the weekend.
Yeah.
And most of the fathers, probably in Africa there, weekend, he has to go meet the peers, to sit around with the friends. So you find that he's fixed throughout the week.
It's like there's no time for his children.
Yeah. I remember there's something that caught my mind. I found a child asking the mother, how does my father look like? But they were living in the same house with the father.
That's catastrophe, actually. The father should be more concerned about his children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then otherwise, what's the point of the father than just to provide? It's not just providing.
Kids are eating, they are going to school, but they can't feel the father.
No, that's not a father character. That's just the name of the father.
Yeah.
Some of the fathers, they are just by name, which they don't deserve. That's for sure. That we can agree on.
We have this kind of father whereby he goes to work, but when he's coming back, when they hear that dad is coming back, kids just have to run away. they have to go to the
dictator.
yes.
No, there should be a balance, definitely, because dictatorship doesn't work.
Oh, they hear the sound of
you should
father.
be hard enough to teach them the lesson,
Yeah.
to teach them what should be taught, but not hard in the point or in the sense that they should be running away from the father. No, that's not.
We need to have that relationship between a child and a parent.
Mm-hmm.
That close relationship, and not over-friend them, because when you over-friend these kids,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you may make a decision at home and it is taken for granted.
Right.
So, but we have to make a close relationship with the children,
Right.
so that everybody can understand each other.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, this brings up to another question which I have running in mind. Considering the father character, like, what should the father teach their sons? The fathers should be teaching their sons.
To teach the sons,
Yeah.
basically the sons, a father has to tell the son about the world,
Okay.
because this world is not for soft people.
Mm-hmm.
You have to groom your child as a person who can persevere in all situations of life.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now they may have a soft life because you are here,
Right.
the dad you are present, but tomorrow you may not be around. How are they going to
survive?
To survive.
Like in that time.
Yeah. So you have to teach them. Me, when I was growing up with my dad, when I was going to school, he never gave me any single coin.
Mm-hmm.
I went to school, I felt it was not an easy period for me, but he was training me something.
Right.
Not all the time you are going to have a soft life.
For sure.
You should expect hard times in your life.
Yeah. They should be prepared actually for what is coming from the very beginning. Because let's say, which is happening actually right now, some of the I don't know what to call them, men or something else, but they are very soft, and when they comes to something harsh, they get emotional. Emotion in the sense they get angry.
Yeah.
You know, but that's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be accepting. If you are mistaken about something, or if you're facing something that your emotions are irrelevant, what can you do for the situation, or how can you face the situation? What matters more?
Yeah.
So if you are capable to do that, well and good. But if you're not, and you'll be like just being emotional about it, then what's the point?
Yeah.
It's like the problem is to you, not to the situation. It will become you are the problem actually.
You the problem to the situation.
Yeah, you are the problem for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're not able to face the situation or solve the problem, then you're bringing the problem to yourself.
Yeah.
You are your own problem.
Yeah.
Nobody to blame. Yeah.
And also, I think fathers should teach the sons on how being diverse.
Okay.
Let's say you studied maybe law. You should not only look law as a source of income.
What do you mean? Like,
let's say you have graduated
okay,
with law, okay? Don't think that you are going to keep your life relying on law or from that anything you have started.
I see.
You have to have other sources of income. I mean that are you able to do other jobs apart from this one you have started?
True. You cannot just do one thing, of course, in life. You never know what will be the situation for you. Let's say you're rejected from that job that you have. Then what is the alternative?
So I have seen this as a problem. Parents have educated their children. Children that have graduated.
Right.
Doctors, lawyers, bankers. But if you ask that person, if you are not at the hospital, what can you do else?
What else can you do? Yeah, of course. No, I think nowadays it's more diverse, actually. It's becoming diverse. People are trying to get as much multiple sources of income as possible. But not to all. I'm not generalizing on everybody. There are always exceptions. But now the opportunities are more than before. You can now do multi jobs. You can do different jobs. You can, for example, do a part-time here.
Yeah.
For example, let's say an online consultant or an online customer service agent, part-time. Then you can do also day to day. You can do other things. For example, you can do I don't know, some properties, some company you work a 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 job. And even now, some students are working two jobs, and they are studying at the same time. You can see like those who are going for other countries for studies and they are international students, they are doing actually more.
So that is a very good thing, because life is more hard for the boys than for the girls.
In what sense?
In the sense that a man, you are supposed to provide. A lady is supposed to be provided to.
For.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mean to say the needs and the life conditions and
yeah. Life is not very soft for us men, because even if you grow,
right,
you will have responsibilities to take care of. You will go marry a lady. She will be looking at you as a provider. So boys have to be groomed in that way, that with the responsibilities of providing for the family. I started with so many girls, but now most of them are married, and the life is moving smoothly. I cannot marry right now. I cannot, because I have no financial muscle to support my dreams and the family.
I see. Actually, nowadays it became this way. Later, now, like earlier, I would say it was much easier.
Yeah.
In some things, financially, I would say it was easier. But for other factors, it's more easier now. But nowadays, to have a marriage, a proper marriage, let's say, you will have to have a capita.
I think.
Let me first, I will ask you the question, or you want to ask me a question?
No, ask.
No, because you brought this into discussion. So do you want to ask the question, or?
Do you think a mother and a woman are the same?
Okay, so for a mother, you mean to say what is the difference, or our mothers are the same as?
Yeah, is all women mothers, or all mothers are women?
Nowadays, I don't think so. I don't think so. No, well, because nowadays the term mother, other than traditional raised women, it's not there actually, because women traditionally, or those who are who have been raised traditionally, they have those kind of qualities of a mother, because they traditionally were prepared. I mean to say prepared for that kind of role, because their mothers even they had that same perspective, and then they passed the same to them. So that's how they are, as you've mentioned, groomed from the childhood, so that they can respect their roles and go ahead with their roles. But modern now, especially Western societies, that's terrific. It's not going that way actually. That's why you see the numbers of divorces are very high, and if by any chance a woman is getting married to you, you'll be having a lot of problems, and your life will be miserable, and your children will be also raised in a way which is not as healthy as should be. So that's how it is going from one lens where I see it. But it doesn't mean that there's no mothers. There are mothers definitely up till the time, but I would say those who were raised traditionally and they know their roles properly.
So I think people misunderstand these terms. They think any woman who has given birth to a baby is a mother.
Wow. I don't think so, because you could give birth to a child and then forget about it and then just go.
But I have seen mothers who have never given. I think a mother should not only be a person who has given birth.
Definitely not. Definitely
it should
not.
be a person who takes up the responsibilities of a mother.
Also, let me bring it to a different way. Since you brought it this way, I think a mother should be having the ability to pass the motherhood to the next generation.
Yes.
That's a mother, to me.
I believe even if you have never given birth to a baby, but you can mold a child in a motherly way.
Exactly.
You are a mother. It's like, you see these hens. A hen can sit on eggs of a dove. And when it is going to hatch, it will also hatch those ones for the dove.
Right.
But it is not the one that laid the eggs.
Of course.
So, mothers should be like that.
True. And also for modern men should be having that perspective to have a wife. Some of the men, they say, this is wife material, but some of them, they don't know even what they are talking about. And they don't know what are the qualities that should be in that woman. They say, this is wife material. Maybe they say also the physical attraction.
You may look at the physical attraction. A wife should not have the physical attraction only.
Yeah.
It has more meaning than that.
Of course. Yeah. There's more to it. There's a lot more to it. You cannot just select someone who is doing whatever with their life. And also you will say the principles, what they think, how they see life, what is their goal in this relationship as well.
I have seen
so many things.
I have seen men marrying women, but these women do not want anyone from the man's side to come to their home.
Yeah.
She's not a woman. She's not a wife.
As I mentioned off camera when I told you, what is that? There's a difference even between a woman and a woman. You said earlier when we were off camera, you said some women, they abandon their children and they just give birth to them and they give them to the social services and so. To me, that's not a woman. To me, that's a female. Because a woman has dignity. And she will never abandon a child of hers that coming from her womb, and it took her 9 months or I don't know.
So now you want to mean that a woman is also different from a female?
Of course it is. A woman is not just actually automatically. If a woman is actually a woman, a good quality woman, she's automatically a mother. If she has the qualities of a woman, normally a biological principle, the biology, she goes with the biology, she goes with the tradition. She's actually a woman. And also for men, you can see the qualities, you can sense the qualities. Oh, this lady, or even the behaviors, how she behaves, how she talks to people, what people she talks to, and how she behaves with her parents, how she talks to her mother, how she talks to her father. How she talks to the children, how she talks to her elders. And all of those things comes to a holistic package that you say, this is good for marriage. So then automatically she is a mother.
I think mothers have to be role models.
That's true. That's what I've meant by the mother should be able, or the woman should be able to pass the qualities to the next generation. So that's the role model for me.
Now, men are looking for most of us, you look at a lady physically and you judge that is a marriage material.
No, man, the attraction on the looks, it matters to an extent, but that's not the most important thing.
In fact, the physical appearance should be one of the least qualifications you should look at when choosing a partner.
That's for sure, because you will take attraction into consideration, then you'll end up in a disaster.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that it nullify the possibility of having someone who's attractive, but still they have other qualities than the mother qualities. So this means if you have the bundle all together, well and good. But if not, that's not the highest priority, I would say. The attraction or the physical appearance, it's not the highest priority.
Yeah.
That's something, because you will definitely think about it twice, but it's not the thing that is very important for you in that kind of relationship.
Because
if you are serious about it.
Why I say this, we have a saying that the most beautiful one has not been born.
Mm-hmm.
So when you consider physical appearance, the physical qualities of a lady, there are so many other women who have more qualities than her.
Sure. In terms of physical attraction and like looks, I see that now, like nowadays, that is the most common.
Yeah.
So this is the most visible, actually, which is actually deceiving, or maybe it's ingenuine, I would say.
And even women have understood that men are now looking at the physical quality. They have gone ahead and beautified their physical qualities. You find them having artificial hips.
Everything, man.
Everything has been artificialized. Mm-hmm. So you see a lady with a big nyash, you run, yet it is plastic.
Mm-hmm. It's all plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Like most of it, they are doing like that. And they think that's something that is good for them. But like biologically or health-wise, they're destroying their health. And once you come to know, for example, that person is having that, you'll say, oh, what am I dealing with?
Yeah.
And then you'll have second thoughts about it. I'll say, oh my God, this is not what I was expecting. This was deceitful.
Yeah.
So this person is like deceiving you in terms of attraction so that you can get attracted, and then to get the same perspective as a normal, healthy person who's having that look actually. So you will be like surprised and you will be like disappointed. It's like, what kind of person? Of course, I'm not going with this. Definitely.
And also, same applies to men. Men, we have understood that most of the women need a man with the financial muscle. So
sure,
most of the women need a man with money, with a big wallet.
For sure, especially nowadays, especially in modern time. That's crucial thing. Financially, you'll have to be stable at least.
And if I understand that you came to me because of money, you don't love me, you love my money, I will treat you in whatever way I want because you want me. Yeah, you want my money.
My money, yeah, of course. Because your angle is not having a family and raise a family and have a quality marriage and have a quality relationship. Of course, then the alternative is money. If you're looking for that, okay, go for it. It's fine. But you'll not be the mother or the wife that is out for it. Yeah. So you'll be like a pass.
And sometimes you get to know that you messed up with a wrong man when time was gone. Because ladies depreciate so fast.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's like, oh, okay, I'll let go of this. No, this is not for me. Oh, this is not that. But they don't think about that the time is going.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the level that they get older, then the market for marriage, let me phrase it this way, the market value will go lower for that woman. If she realized that by any chance, sometimes it's too late.
Yeah.
So she will be drawn into this depression. She will be having suicidal thoughts. She will be having, oh my God, why me? There's a lot of things will be happening. But when we think about it, oh, it's too late for me. Oh, I did not take it. I had chances and I did not take them. And I was like, oh, okay, no, I will not take this. That's why marrying at first in younger age is much better for you. Why? But if you have the stability, I mean for the ladies, not for the men. Yeah. Why is that? That's because they get a better opportunity. The children are healthier. Yeah. They get the time to raise their children properly.
They're energetic.
Exactly. They have the energy for it. They get mature with it. They also have the life quality with them to raise the children. And also, once she's getting older, she will have children in front of her.
Yeah.
She will be so proud. They will be so proud of her. Imagine yourself. Let's just compare it. Some people, they will say, "Oh, no. Why you're saying I should be married in the younger age, and so why should I do? I should be taking the career." Yeah, you can take the career. That's fine. But you can also think about your priorities once you get older. So let's take two scenarios. Let's say a house is full of children.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're older. You're a granny, let's say, and you're at that age, maybe let's say 50 years older. And you have a house full of your sons and daughters, and your next generations actually, and your house, and they come in, and the house is full, and you see them, and you feel so proud, and you feel so holy, like you should home. You know that you get that whole picture of, oh my God, I have a family. I have someone who's part of me, and that's like part of me, and then they can come to see me, and you have that table of dinner, and it's so good, so you have a quality time with them. And the house, you're alone. Maybe, I don't know, some kind of crazy friends you'll have. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But the house is empty. You're alone. You can still have your career. That's fine. But you'll be thinking second thoughts. Oh, I had the chance to do it. I didn't do it. I didn't take my chances. And then regretting and crying, and so that will not help you.
Yeah.
Unless someone, I don't know, you get a better chance or a second chance. Then it's too late even to get children. When you will raise them, when you'll have little children, the chance to see the children. So it's not in your favor if you're taking that. So that's why I'm saying marrying at a younger age is better for you. Well, let's say also the age-wise, I don't want to specify, but in some regions, I was having some discussion earlier as well about the age. Some people will say, okay, they are young. Why should we marry younger? We don't know what we are doing, and we're still young. We need to live our lives. What you think about life is not like that. It's not. Life is not just okay, I want to have a career or something, or I want to still study. You can still do all of that, but also you need to think about your future as well. If you want just to orient yourself to just career, it's fine. You can do that, no problem. If you are into that, but also you should think about the other things.
But I think a woman is more complete when she has children.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah, and I believe women should, between the age of 22 to 28, that's the age that when they should get married. Because after 30 years...
I would say generally, that would be that.
After 30 years, people who are going to be looking for you, the number of men looking for you is going to be low.
Of course. That's what I meant by the market of value in the market will get lower, of course.
And men are like wine. The more it lasts longer, the more it becomes good. Men at 45, that is our time. But a lady at 45, I think there could be like 10 men looking for you.
What did you take from the discussion?
The discussion has been quite interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. But the most important one is parents taking their responsibilities to a proper upbringing of their children.
Of course, yeah. That's most important. We started at what is happening in Uganda, and and then we brought it back to the parents and how it is and how it affects the parents, and so
related to the relationships right now.
Yeah, it's been actually a way to lay it out how it is. Well, it's been interesting, Frank. Thank you.
I'm so glad to be here with you, Mr. Dawood.
A pleasure, actually. It's a pleasure to have you, man. It's been interesting, rather. Frank was with us today, and it's been really insightful and great. It's been a nice discussion. I'm happy to have good discussions and fruitful discussions though we agree on a lot of points, maybe we should bring someone who disagree. Maybe
course.
you have another topic to disagree with. We'll cover that. We'll try and see another session where we can cover that. You can suggest us, guys, also, if you have any topics. We can still have your suggestions and we'll consider definitely.
I know when we talked about women getting married earlier, so many people are going to come here, give comments, harsh comments.
Oh, please give us the comments, no problem. You're very welcome.
But ladies, get married.
Also, boys, get your financial prepped, and then boys, you'd like to go get married.
Financial muscle that can enable you to take care of the family well.
Take the advice.
And then get married as well.
For sure. So it's been interesting. Thank you so much, Frank. And there you go, guys. That was it for today. So this was our third podcast. So you guys, I'll leave you the social platforms. You can go ahead and check them. We are also available on most podcast platforms, or you can listen, guys, to the podcast. Maybe you're in a car or you're on a bus and you would like to have insights or discussions. So that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.